Hey, welcome to Behind the Build. Today we're going to be talking about the best ways to sort your LEGO collection. So let's get started. Obviously the easiest and probably most simple way to sort your collection is sorting by colour. This is fairly easy to do while watching TV or just doing something else, because you're pretty much just throwing one specific LEGO colour into a bin or box, and so it doesn't require too much brain power. You can also easily outsource your family or friends to help you do it together. You can maybe plan a group movie night. You can all watch movies while you sort, chat, and build together. Could be fun. The one setback with sorting by colour is, say that you need one specific piece in black, but it's buried under a huge mass of all of your different black bricks in the big tub that they're all sitting in. And honestly, you may just end up spending another hour looking through this to find the specific part that you're looking for. And the whole point of sorting is to speed up the process with how long it takes you to find a specific part or piece. So this can kind of make it a little bit counterintuitive. But this does all depend on the size of your collection. Maybe you only have a small handful of black bricks, and really this wouldn't be a huge problem. But if you've got a huge amount of one specific color, then you start to fall into this problem. It all depends on the size of your collection and what you're specifically sorting. But on the plus side of sorting by color, say you're building a mock that needs a bunch of a non-specific part in black. Well, all those non-specific parts in black are already readily available for you right off the bat. Easy. Plus, if you're building in this manner, this could help you discover some really interesting or clever part usages and interesting part techniques, nice piece usages, whatever you want to call them. And so while you're sort of taking a look through your big tub of blue bricks, maybe you could stumble across a unique element that might just work quite nicely for what you're currently building, and boom, you've got a very nice part use that can work very nicely on the mock that you're currently making. So that's sorting by color. Another way to sort is sorting by specific part. It's often easier to start with parts that you more commonly use so that you can immediately reap the rewards of sorting your collection. There's not really any use in sorting those more useless pieces right away, especially because depending on the size of your collection, sorting everything can be a pretty huge task. So rather give yourself that early gratification to keep you motivated and keep you pushing forward with sorting everything that you've got. Sorting by specific part definitely takes longer, as you need to sort of more consciously be focused on what you're sorting, but the end result is very much worth it, because at least then you won't need to spend hours hunting for that one part. You'll know exactly where it is, and you'll find the best way to locate that. Eventually it'll just fall into your muscle memory as to which specific shelf or drawer you put that specific part in, but if you really need it, you could easily print off little stickers or write little things on the sides of your drawers that state what the specific pieces are and in which drawers they're located in. Alternatively, you can always meet in the middle and sort by both color and the specific type of part. Sometimes you'll have a nice variety of pieces in different colors, but then you also happen to have that one specific part in a much larger quantity in one color. So like this, I have a whole bunch of different colored jumper plates, but I also have a lot of black jumper plates. Mixing the two into one drawer could actually make finding a different color jumper a little more difficult, because you're going to have to search through this sea of black jumpers to find maybe a blue jumper or a red jumper. So be sure to separate the specific parts by color when it's important to do so. So pay attention to parts that you have in a larger quantity in a specific color, and just set those aside in a separate drawer. Don't forget that sorting your LEGO is about making it easier to locate the parts that you need, so make sure to factor that in. While these three options are some of the possible avenues that you can look into when sorting, ultimately the best way to approach sorting is, in my opinion, whatever works best for you. You may have a cluttered mess of random pieces in random boxes, but you still know exactly where to look. And if that works for you, great! Maybe you want to sort by type of part and still have a few boxes of space pieces or castle pieces in specific boxes with random assorted parts in each of them. And these are parts that you more commonly use for themes that you more commonly build in. Maybe sorting in that manner is what's best for you. And so if that's more your style, well, go ahead, do that. Or maybe you want to create little project boxes. Maybe you have a mock idea planned and you'll just sort of randomly set aside certain parts that you think will work well for that mock. And every time you spot one, you put it in a box. And then when it's time for you to build that mock, all the pieces you need are right there in that box. Or maybe you could sort by set. Buy a set, take it apart, put the parts in a box, and then when you need a specific part, take a look at what that part comes in on Bricklink. Once you find the sets that it comes in, you hunt down that set in your collection, you go find that box, and you get the pieces that you need. I could easily keep suggesting more and more ways for you to sort, and believe me, I'm sure there's plenty more. But like I said, it's up to you. Find the one that works best for you and use that one. There's no right way or wrong way of sorting. And also, and I actually reckon this is pretty important, don't let how you want to sort your collection stop you from actually, well, sorting. I've met a bunch of people who feel the need to plan out their sorting, question if they're doing it right, or need to find the best possible way to sort. And while there's nothing wrong with doing that, don't let the pressure overwhelm you, and as a result, you never end up actually starting. The best way to sort is to pick up some pieces and put them in a box and just keep moving forward. You can always change it later if you mess up, so don't overthink it. Just do it. While it may not be the case for everyone, delaying, overthinking, overanalyzing, or over-rationalizing how exactly you want to sort could actually just be resistance. It's a big task, so don't busy yourself with things that are just stopping you from doing it. And don't let yourself find ways of just avoiding the task. Jump right on in and start sorting right away. Just start. Don't overthink it. Don't give your monkey mind time to list all the reasons why it's a bad idea or why you're going to fail or blah, 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 blah. Just start. Oh, and one more thing. Don't give yourself the excuse of, oh, I have to sort all of my Lego before I can build any mocks or any Lego sets. Sorting's a big task, and if you buy lots of Lego, you're probably never going to finish sorting, and as a result, you're never going to start building. So find a balance between building and sorting. It's just more fun that way. Don't forget that the best way to approach a large task is to break it into small, manageable sections. If you don't have time to sort for hours and hours, just set aside 15 to 20 minutes a day purely just to sort your stuff. Over time, those 20 minutes are going to add up, and by the end of the year, you'll have dedicated hours and hours towards sorting your stuff. If you don't feel you can even afford 20 minutes out of your very busy schedule, well then wake up 20 minutes earlier, or go to bed 20 minutes later. Just find the best way that you can make up that time. And remember, 15 minutes a day, every day, for a whole year adds up to 91 hours and 25 minutes. That's a lot of time, and you've only been doing it for 15 minutes a day. That's pretty manageable, and that's pretty easy, and you get a lot of good time as a result after that. So maybe that's something to consider. Now, what exactly are you going to place your newly sorted pieces in? Well, whatever you've got access to. Shoeboxes, containers, storage shelves, anything that works for you. I personally recommend any of the storage containers you can find at any sort of storage shop or hardware store. If you're buying those, I recommend you go all out and buy as many as you can. In the past, I've bought a couple storage containers, used them and loved them, and then when I went to go back and get some more, the shop had completely sold out and wasn't planning on getting any more for the foreseeable future. And there's no point going online and buying them in bulk there, because you're just going to pay hundreds of dollars in shipping. So when you plan on buying those containers, go all out and buy heaps of them, because then that way, when you're setting them up and putting them in your little workspace and everything, they're all the same size, they're all manageable. The ones that you really love, you're going to have heaps of, and you're not going to need to go on a wild goose chase trying to find more of the ones that you love. It just makes things more manageable and a lot more easier. But if this does sound a little bit too costly and expensive for you, then that's okay. Just find the cheapest and most cost-effective solution. There's no right way of sorting, and there's no wrong way of sorting either. Just pick up a box and put some pieces in it. It's that simple. And that wraps up this episode of Behind the Build. Hopefully these tips have helped answer all of your sorting questions. If you've got any stories or tips of your own, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And if you have any questions about anything you've heard today, I'll be sure to answer them if I can. Thanks, guys. Happy sorting. I'll see you in the next episode of Behind the Build.